Hello and welcome back to another video. It is July 31st. You know what that means? It is Harry Potter's birthday. Oh, and Neville Longbottom. Neville, can't think about Neville. His birthday too. So, as you know, over the summer I've been taking all my TikToks, putting them on YouTube, and I've made a couple of observations. Well, this is all my Harry Potter TikToks. I have 5 Harry Potter TikToks. So I just took them all, put them in one video. One of them is some plot holes. One of them is why don't they have restrooms, because they never bring out how they go to the bathroom. One of them is how we need a sword for Slytherin, because they have a sword of Gryffindor. It's a lot of fun stuff, so hope you like the video. Do you know what we need? No, not for COVID to go away. What we really need is a sword of Slytherin, because if Gryffindor can have their ruby, ridiculous-looking sword, then Slytherin needs a sword as well, because we all know that Slytherin is better than Gryffindor every single time. Now, it would probably be green, and we would have emeralds on the hilt of the sword, and it had to be like twice as long as Gryffindor, because Slytherin twice as better. Now, what would we make it out of? I don't have any, like, goblin-made metal just laying around we can use, but I do have a cane, so we can take my cane, turn it into the sword of Slytherin, because we all know if I keep my cane, I'm probably going to end up dethroning it again, because it doesn't save me from running the tables or walls, so I volunteer my cane to become the sword of Slytherin. I have a question. Why do Slytherins always get the short end of the stick? I mean, it's not fair. We didn't choose to be Slytherins. Well, in a way we did, but also the sword and hat takes what we want into account. So, you can partially blame an old hat for us being Slytherin, but being Slytherin isn't bad. I used to be ashamed of being a Slytherin, but no, you have to embrace it. Being Slytherin is the best. Everyone's like, oh, they're just the bad guys, and they support Voldemort and stuff, but honestly, being a Slytherin isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, being a Gryffindor, they're just so proud of themselves. They're always bragging, and those Ravenclaws are way too smart, and those Hufflepuffs are just a mixed bag of everything. But the only reason that everyone hates Slytherin, because they want to be us. They hate us because they want to be us. We're better at you in Quidditch. We're better at you at everything. So take that, the rest of the Harry Potter. Awesome, right? Oh wait, that's just a rhetorical question. Of course Harry Potter is awesome. But I was thinking about this theory that's related to Harry Potter about bathrooms. Yeah, I know, so bathrooms are weird enough to think about. But the weird thing is, I thought about this in the bathroom while I was taking a shower. So, so the question is, where does Harry and the rest of his friends go to the bathroom when they are in their common room? Because I read the books a few times, and I've never, I was just thinking I never think of anyone ever being like, hey, I'll be right back, I'm going to the bathroom. And when they describe the common room, it's like you have the big open room, and then you have the 2 staircases, one leading to the boys' side and one to the girls' side. The way I picture it, that you have the stairwell goes up, and then it's just a bunch of bedrooms. Now, I know there's a bathroom up there, and J.K. Rowling just never wrote, took 5 words to say, Harry went to the bathroom, and then went to sleep, or something like that, but, they never talk about them brushing their teeth, or anything like that in the bathroom. So where did this happen at? Also, another thing, how come no one at this school uses the classic, oh, I have to go to the bathroom excuse? Because everyone had used that classic, I have to go to the bathroom excuse. Even when they don't have to go to the bathroom, they're either texting or talking to their friends, meeting up in the bathroom talking to their friends, or just get overwhelmed with the teacher rambling on and just want to get out of class. Now, I never hear any of them. I mean, the only bathrooms I can remember is Moan and Myrtle's one, because they spend a lot of time in that one in Prisoner of Azkaban. In book 1, they have the fight with the troll on Halloween, and then I believe in the 6th book, the prince, Half-Blood Prince, you have, I believe Harry hits the spell on Malfoy in the bathroom, and those are the only 3 bathrooms I can think of in the entire book. Oh, the room of requirement, Dumbledore turned that into a bathroom, but I don't think that counts for this. But so where are the bathrooms in this book? I mean, and then if you want to keep going, the only other thing is that bathroom that the prefect uses that Harry sneaks into in the 4th book. That's literally all I can think of. So where are the bathrooms, and why are there such a lack of them in the ginormous castle? Plus, where does Hagrid go to the bathroom? Does he just go out behind his shed? Because we all know that it's just a one room shed. So did he just go behind it into his pumpkin patch or something and take care of business there? Or I don't know. Maybe there's something in the books. No, in the movie that doesn't talk about in the books, but interesting theory. Let me know in the comments what you think. So, since it's Harry Potter's birthday, we're just gonna come down to the basement, make a couple jokes, and leave. And I got on the topic of thinking of plot holes when I was thinking of what to say. So I went on YouTube, looked up some plot holes to make sure I didn't repeat any that anyone else has already talked about. And I came up with this one on my own. And it is the GAMP elemental law of transfiguration and the obsession to it, and how much it doesn't make any kind of sense. So let me explain for a second. Basically, this only talks about food. So apparently you have GAMP's law. Now for starters, I just read an article on it. It said, well, one, it didn't even bring up who GAMP is. It suggested two different people with the last name of GAMP that this law could be named after, who would be the person that discovered this law. And so it gave two different suggestions, so it didn't even know who the person that discovered it was, and it said it could be a relative of theirs, so we don't even know where it comes from and why the exception to this, and I don't even know why it's in place. Second, they never mention it in the book except twice. McGonagall never goes over it in class. After 6 years, you think she would have brought it up at some point, but no. They only bring it up in the Deathly Hallows. Once, when they are camping, and Ron's like, oh, my mom can make amazing food out of nowhere, and Hermione's, being all smarty pants, it's like, actually, that's one of the 5 exceptions to GAMP's law of transfiguration, and then Ron just gets annoyed by it. The second time they bring it up is when, they crawl through the tunnel and stuff like that, and Neville's like, oh, hey, we're the DA's back, but we having to keep leaving because food won't arrive. And then Ron is like, oh, well, because of GAMP's transfiguration law, you guys can't summon food. And the entire room is shocked by this. I find that funny because at this point, Neville is a 7th year, and you have all these other students, right? On top of that, you have people who already graduated or moved on from Hogwarts in the room, and they also, I guess, were astonished by this thing. So, is it just not taught in school? Also, it says food is one of the 5 exceptions, and I could not find what the other 4 were. The other 4 exceptions to GAMP's magical law. But also, how come they can't use this law? Now, I haven't read the books in about 6 months or so, but I know that Ron, Harry, and Hermione started off with food, right? It said you can enlarge it if you have the food. It said you can multiply it if you have the food. And it said you actually can summon it if you have a general idea of where the food is. But it said you cannot just summon it out of midair, right? So they had food. They could have just enlarged it and then it would have lasted them longer. But nope. And I feel like J.K. Rowling just made this law just so we don't question it. But I'm questioning it today. It makes no sense. I don't know why it's a thing. No one else questions it. And it never gets brought up except for that one conversation between Ron and Hermione. So why is it a thing? Weird thing that don't make sense about Harry Potter. I made a whole other part 1 to this earlier, so go look at that, but these are just some other ones that I couldn't make a full video about, so I just put them all in one. Okay, the first one, I don't know why everyone thinks that, oh, Ron and Hermione never should have gotten together, it should have been Harry and Hermione. I'm on the opposite side. I think it's totally normal that it's Ron, Hermione, and Harry and Ginny that gets married in the end, but I might be the only one that thinks that, because everyone thinks, oh, well, Ron is just the third wheel. No, I think it is how it is, and it turned out the way it should be. Let's see. Something else that's wrong with Harry Potter. Oh, The Cursed Child. Yeah, that's it. The Cursed Child. That book. Can you even call it a book? A play? Is messed up. I don't even know why J.K. Rowling says it can. It's clearly not. It's so weird. I was talking to my friend Alyssa about this a couple years ago, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't read it yet." I'm like, "Good. You haven't read it yet. Your child has not been ruined yet." It is so bad. It is laughably bad. So if you want a good laugh, read The Cursed Child, but also will ruin your perception of Harry Potter. Let's see. Oh. How come none of the girls like Hermione or Ginny or Luna go through puberty? J.K. Rowling never brings that up over 7 books and 8 movies. They never mention tampons or panty liners or cramping or menstrual cycles. They never bring any of that up for some reason. Oh, hang on one sec, Bellatrix. I have to go change real quick. Whoops, there's a spot. No, they never bring any of that up. So do witches not go through that? Or what? Cause they must be extremely lucky. I can name an entire list of my friends that wish they were witches if they didn't have to go through that time of the month. Oh man, they're lucky. And then one final thing I thought of was, in the Goblet of Fire, when Barty Crouch Jr., aka Mad-Eye Moody, is explaining his whole master plan to Harry in the office, right? And the whole time, if Mad-Eye / Barty Crouch Jr. would have just turned around and saw that McGonagall and Dumbledore and I forget who the third person was, but the point is, they were right there in the mirror. If he would have turned around and looked in the mirror, he would have known that they were coming to save Harry. But no, he had to do what every single bad guy does in every single movie or book or TV show and explain their huge master plan for half an hour, and they get caught. So if only he would have turned around and not ran his mouth so much, he might have, finished off Harry, or he would have expected Dumbledore to come in and prepared to fight him, or he could have escaped at least, but no, that's just stupid. I don't know why he didn't just turn the frick around.